Hey guys and girls, this is Tremayne, and I'm doing something a little different today. I have a talk show called Hard Truth, and one of the subjects we had on there was should a woman propose to a man? And I just got finished having a Facebook debate about this issue. So even though the episode of the Hard Truth isn't out yet, where we talk about should a woman propose to a man? Because of this debate I just had, I thought I would just do a video about it and get my feelings out without having women jump down my throat like they did with the Hard Truth. And, yes, a woman should be able to propose to a man. And without my co-host around me, I can get my full thought out without being interrupted. So now I'm about to make some of y'all mad. Which, if you watch The Hard Truth, that's something I do on a regular basis. So hopefully you will not get too deep into your feelings on the subject. But I'm just going to put it out there. A woman should not propose to a man. It's as simple as that. And the reason why is I'm sure you probably brought up marriage at some point in your relationship. I'm sure that if you're at the point where you're ready to propose to him, you've already hinted. So I promise you that your man already knows that you want to get married. And the fact that he has not married you speaks volumes. He hasn't gotten engaged, he hasn't done none of that. So that kind of tells you where he is mentally, emotionally, and what he's ready to do. So no, a woman should, despite what the women on the show said, when you eventually see that episode, no, a woman should not propose to a man, because if he really wanted you to marry you, he would. So from a man point of view, you just come off as being thirsty. Okay? And I have a show called Phoenix Remains Thirsty, which is a soap opera. And I write about thirsty people, but you really don't want to be a thirsty person. So no, a woman should not propose marriage to a man. A woman should patiently wait until the man is ready to say he's ready to marry her and commit to her. And if she's tired of waiting, then, and I've actually heard this on Divorce Court, TV show I watch all the time, and like Judge Lynn Toller says, if you want a man to marry you, the first thing you do is close your legs and turn the stove off. Because if he's getting everything for free, what the hell he need to, buy a cow for if he's getting the milk for free? I mean, that term is there for a reason. So he gets to fuck you. He might even have kids by you. He gets to sleep in the house. He gets to get, high cooked meals. He gets his clothes washed. He gets you, from a female point of view, you may be saying, let me show him how I would be if I was a wife. Let me take care of him, like a wife. From a man's point of view, like I said, you can get mad if you want. But from a man's point of view, it's like, well, this is great. I don't have to marry her. And she will wash my clothes. She will take care of the house. She will take care of the kids. She's going to give me some pussy. She's going to suck my dick. And I get everything without having to, legally be bound to pay alimony if things don't go well, to pay child support if things don't go well, because chances are if the man is living in the house with the woman, he doesn't have to pay child support because he's already in the house. So, he's getting everything for free. So if you really want your man to propose to you, you got to start cutting off, the goodies. You got to make him work for it. You got to put your foot down, and say, look, if you want me to be your wife, if you want me to act like a wife, then you're going to have to make me a wife. And no more sex. No more food. McDonald's for you now. No more hot meals. You can't spend the night. That's it. We can date, we can go out, we can be friends, but don't act like a wife if you're not the wife. It's as simple as that. And I know there's a lot of independent women out there that are tired of waiting, or there's been a role reversal where the woman is wearing the pants, the woman is bringing home the bacon, the woman is cooking up the bacon, and she's got the good job, she's taking care of her kids, and the guy, may not have a job, he may not be doing anything. Because I've met a lot of lonely women or I know a lot of lonely women who are with men that cheat on them, play video games all day, don't work, don't clean, don't cook, and at least you got a man in the house. Some of y'all, that's your situation. Don't get mad at me. Don't start sending me angry messages. I'm just telling you, you don't disable a man and then expect him to act like a man. Okay, you gotta let a man be a man. And, if he's not being what you want him to be, then find somebody else. It's not easy, but once you start giving yourself standards, once you start saying what you will and will not do, that's when your life changes. When you say, I'm not going to date anyone who doesn't make under six figures, and then you proceed to go out and that's what you do. You speak it, you live it, you get it. And I'm speaking from experience. If you're getting up in age, in your 20s, it's okay to date someone who isn't where they want to be. But once you get in your 30s, that clock starts ticking. Once you get in your 40s, it's like, do I really want to date somebody who's unemployed? Do I really want to try to spend the rest of my life with somebody who has no ambition? You have all your fun in your 20s and part of your 30s and your teens. But as you get older, you got to start thinking about the future. And are you going to, tie yourself to someone who is just going to drag you down and not, be a team? To me, the best marriages that I've seen have been with people that are a team. They're people that work together. They're people who understand each other, who encourage each other, who see this marriage as not just two rings and a commitment. They see it as, we talked about it, we're going to do some things, we're going to get a house, we're going to get 2 cars, we're going to have X amount of kids, I'm going to put you through school, you're going to put me through school. People who I've seen have done that, and they really worked their marriage like a business and did it like a team, have had very successful marriages. And this isn't just heterosexual, but this is also gay marriage too. I've seen some guys who have gotten, married even before you were supposed to get married, just at commitment ceremonies. And, they went on to have, everything they've ever wanted, and because they view marriage as a team, but people who aren't on the same page, people that marry out of desperation, people that marry out of loneliness, people that, don't have standards and they just, he was cute, so, like for instance, when I was a fireman, I met a guy who, he had a diabetic episode. And there was this woman hanging around the medic, because it was at a courthouse where he fell out. And, she was there, but she didn't ask any questions. She didn't interact with us. And finally, just as we were ready to go and take him to the hospital, because we had to give him IV fluids and some sugar and some stuff to try to bring him around. And finally, she was like, so what hospital is he going to? Who the hell are you? And she's like, I'm his wife. And we're like, oh, do you want to come? She's like, no, I'll show up. And she was very nonchalant about the situation. And it was me and the other medic is just looking at each other like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? And she had no compassion. She had no love. after he got the dextrose, which is sugar, into his system, and he came around, because when a person has a diabetic episode, um, they typically, they may go out of their mind, but once they get sugar, or once you give them fluids and the sugar is diluted, depending on if you got high glucose or low glucose, you go back to normal like nothing ever happened. And we had him in the back of the medic, and he came around, and what he said was, "That's my second wife," because we were like, she showed really no concern for you. And he's like, "Oh, I know." He's like, "But my first wife, she would have been in the medic, and she would have had all my medical information, and she would have been on top of things." And we like, "Why didn't you stick with your first wife?" And he said, "Because I wanted a younger wife, and I wanted, someone who would make my friends jealous." So he gave up his first wife, who was older, for what he called a pretty young thing, because I think he was in his 50s, and she was like maybe her early 30s, and she wasn't that much of a pretty young thing, let me tell you. But for him, she was a pretty young thing. And he's like, she's nothing like my first wife. She doesn't cook. She doesn't take care of me. The sex is good, but, I think she's cheating. And he's like, "But I can't divorce her because, everybody's jealous of me because I have this young woman and everybody envies me." And it just was very sad to me to see this guy who is so worried about what everybody else thinks, that he would marry a woman who doesn't love him, who just pretty much probably just wants his check, who, when he has a medical crisis, doesn't even show any compassion whatsoever for him, and he knows it and accepts it. It's like, you can't just, you don't get married for other people. You get married because it's what you want to do. You get married, because you're going to be a team. You get married because the other person wants to marry you as much as you want to marry them. And, that's what I feel about women who get desperate, or what I refer to as thirsty, which I know will offend some of you. Is like, don't get so desperate that you have to beg a man to marry you. Maybe he's just not the one. Sometimes you just gotta let go. And if he is the one, he's gonna snap out of it. He's gonna miss you, he's gonna want you, he's gonna chase you, he's gonna give you that ring, but he's not gonna do it if he doesn't have to put any effort in. If he doesn't even have to put the effort in to even ask you to marry him, then, you're just cheating yourself. And so, hopefully, though, I know that I have haters, and no matter what I say, there's going to be people who are like, fuck him, fuck you mean, all this hateful shit that, commentary sometimes I get. And I don't allow, hateful commentary on my videos. So if you're going to respond to this video and you're not going to be articulate, you're not going to be respectful, I will delete your comment. Period. So, it is what it is. But I just thought I'd share that with you, without the rest of my Hard Truth cast members interrupting me. The women who on the show have very strong opinions that didn't want me to get my full thought out. What do you mean a woman shouldn't marry a man? This is 2015. Whatever. And I know the ladies on my show, if they watch this video, they're gonna, next time we film the Hard Truth, they're gonna be all on me about this subject. But I'm not gonna hear the end of this. But, I just want to get my point out about that. I just had a whole debate about this on Facebook. And I'm going to be doing lots of review videos. But, if a subject, hits me and I think that you may want to discuss it in the comments or something, or agree with me, disagree with me, tell me why I'm wrong, tell me why I'm right, then, I'll do some of these videos too. And of course, the episode of The Hard Truth where we fully discuss should women marry men. Definitely watch that when it comes out, and when it does, I'll add the link to this video. But for now, that's all I have to say on that subject. Tomorrow starts the new TV season, and I will be doing many videos this week and for the rest of the coming weeks about all of the shows that I love and miss. And hopefully you enjoy those review videos. There's no real movies coming out that I want to see, but I'll do some movie reviews in. I used to do that for a newspaper. And hope you enjoyed my little talk. And if, like I said, if you agree with me, let me know. If you don't agree with me, we all have opinions. This is mine. You can let me know yours as long as you're respectful. And as always, please like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. I'll also have all of my links: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. And my Facebook is hit or miss because now I'm at the 5,000 friend limit. So, but I always say shit to make people, take me off their friend list. So it's like I'll wake up in the morning, I'm like, I've got 4,999 friends. But if there's an opening on my friends list, feel free to friend me on Facebook, or it'll just give you the default to follow me. And tomorrow is like Monday, so I'll be putting lots of entertainment news and information on my website. Pictures of models, male, females, Black history shit. Usually, I see on Tumblr. I'll put that out there too. Anything that spots my interest, I stick on Facebook. So, and also my website is webseriesandmovies.com. Everything that I put on there also goes onto my web series and movies too, for the most part. And that's where you'll also be able to find my show, The Hard Truth. It won't be on YouTube. It'll be on my website, webseriesandmovies.com, along with my current web series, Phoenix Tremayne's Thirsty, which you can watch the first episode for free. And we also have an on-demand version with bonus scenes. So that's it for me. Hope you agree with me that men should propose to women, women should not propose to men. And I think I'm less offensive, than I was on the Hard Truth episode, where I was saying things like, if a woman's gonna get her on her knees for a man, she might as well suck his dick. But I didn't say that this time. So, or scrub some floors. Okay, I couldn't finish a video if I was offending somebody. So that's it. I will talk to you soon.